on now.
Welcome back. The housing market may be on deck for another federal boost. The Obama administration is close to committing $35 billion to help state and local housing agencies provide mortgages to low-income families. Is this the right move? Simply a case of tossing good money after bad? Here to talk about it is Fred Glick of U.S. Loans Mortgage and U.S. Spaces. Good to have you on the program, Mr. Glick. Welcome.
Thank you, Maria.
What do you think about this new proposal?
I think it's kind of silly. We have an existing structure in place where people can get FHA, VA, USDA mortgages. They don't need to go specifically to the states to do it. I'd rather take the money and do some other things to help the economy rather than to just give it to another cumbersome state. Craziness. It's really what it is.
The program could be in place for as long as 3 years, and it would involve the administration essentially buying debt, buying the debt from these housing agencies. If the housing agencies default on their debt, taxpayers lose out again, don't they?
Exactly. So we have FHA, we have VA, and when you have FHA and VA loans, the borrowers pay into a fund which helps pay off bad loans. So I have the idea of eliminating Fannie, Freddie, FHA, and VA, make it one set of guidelines, have everybody pay a little insurance into a fund, and have the government back every single loan. Then we won't have the crisis of banks going down completely.
Right, but we still have a fragile housing market. So, I mean, is it too fragile to survive or too fragile to jeopardize another upset without government help?
Well, the problem is we need jobs. Jobs are job one in this country. And if we don't have jobs, nobody's going to buy a house.
Right.
So what I'd rather see you do is take that money, give it to people who have great credit scores, really good income, but through no fault of their own, their house is worth less than it used to be. Maybe they're even underwater. But if they can save $200 or $300 a month, especially out in California, then what they're doing, they're putting that money back into the economy, helping to revive the economy, getting people jobs. Then those people who have jobs can buy houses and go FHA and VA. And USDA is another program that's actually still at 100%. So it's all about the jobs.
Right.
That's really the bottom line.
Well, how do you get job creation then? What's your view on that?
Wow. Well, we're going through a situation that is going to make it really tough. We don't have something like the internet like we had in the 90s, which was fantastic. You know, all of a sudden this stuff started booming up. Everybody created all these jobs, especially out in California. Then they went here and there, and then the economy was created. There's nothing like that. If I knew what that was, I'd be investing in it now and probably retiring. So if we can figure out what that is, I just think we're just going to be on a nice, slow, steady, sort of kind of upturn for about 5 years until we invent something that really needs to be created in this country that we need to put people to work for.
Right. Okay. Well, you know, I mean, maybe we could see some incentives for business, and then business could create new jobs. They're not going to do it in the face of uncertainty going into 2010, right?
Of course. But they can't just have make-work jobs that will last a small period of time. We need to give people careers. We need people to say, I really want to have this job and stay here, and I'm going to be here for a while, so then they get the confidence to buy a house.
Right.
Right now, they're just, I don't know if I'm going to be in my job. I don't know if my job is going away. I don't know if this industry is still going to be around in a year or two.
Well, let's get back to the housing topic, because it's easy to look at other government programs and critique what's going on in Washington as opposed to really looking at local housing. How would you characterize the market right now?
Well, we have the tax credit, and we're about near the end of where you have to put in an agreement of sale so you can close on November 30th. People rushed in the spring, and they kind of peaked around, and then in the summer it slowed down a little, and now people are kind of rethinking it. So some little segments in the market are still doing well, but others have slowed back down because of the uncertainty, because of the fact that the good houses were gone. There's still a lot of overpriced stuff. And I think they should, to continue the little bit of momentum that we have, reinvigorate the tax credit. But I think it should be that people should pay back the money. Giving it away doesn't work because this is exactly like giving a 100% loan and having the seller pay all your closing costs. You have no skin in the game. If you were able to get 5 or 10% as a down payment through a loan from the government, let's say it's $10,000, but you know you have to pay it back over 10 years with a little bit of interest, the government's getting the principal back. They're making some interest. But the big thing is if you don't pay it back, it's coming out of your tax refund. And I think people will think twice and they'll really then use it and think about using it. Before they think about using it, they'll really think and say, okay, I'm really going to do this and I'm really going to stay here.
Really great point. Okay, we will leave it there. Great to have you on the program. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We will see you soon. We appreciate your thoughts. Fred Glick joining us, principal in innovation.